It is 5 o'clock on the dot. You all know what that means on a Tuesday. It is time to break on through. I let some of you get in the house. Got a lot of stuff to show you. A lot of stuff to talk about. Ouch. You can see my nicely washed hair. I hadn't washed it in about a week. But I know y'all don't want to hear about that. Come on in the house. Let me tell you about the stuff you want to hear about. Good old tea. All right, everybody's coming in now. Trusty Nathan Trusty. Derek Giles, there he is, joining us here live. Break on through. Dina Sods. Man, you got to tell me something. Hey, Dave. Well, you know, occasionally I'll post a picture that says Great Mail Day. Today was one of those days. There's Captain Catastrophe all the way from the great country of Belgium. What's up, Hund? There's Nikki. Yeah, well, let's see here. Oh, first of all, I want to tell you, response to the pre-order of the Dawn of ANTiSEEN shirt has been really good. And tomorrow is the last day. So if you want one, it's like, what I'm doing is I'm doing pre-orders just to order what I need, instead of having a gigantic pile of t-shirts laying around here that don't sell, and then I have to have a t-shirt sale. I'm not going to do that, at least not until we're playing live steady again. But I did get these in this weekend. ANTiSEEN tote and record bags. Look at that. That piece of art right there was done from a Maine Donnie Rat in Australia. Yep, William Troy, you got your ANTiSEEN bag today. I know tomorrow you'll be carrying precious treasures in it. Man, I think I got a pretty good program for you today. I was talking to Malcolm Tent last night, and you know, like ever since we stopped history, I just kind of been going into these by the seat of my pants. I said, hey, what should I talk about? He gave me a good idea. He's talking about the parallel between what we do as we try to be a heel band, but people love us so much, we just end up being mean baby faces. Kind of like Austin or something. But the parallels between that and what we do. And I'm going to do that, but not today. And I will tell you, I got a damn good reason for it. And I'll tell you what that is momentarily. Remember I told you we were going to have some things coming in? Some merchandise items. Well, I got another one in today. We're going to have a pack of buttons, pins. You can have so many ANTiSEEN pins on your coat, and it's getting that time to start thinking about a coat. And we had some good weather here this weekend. But man, you can have more ANTiSEEN pins. You could be more punk rock than the guy in line at the 6 feet in front of or in back of you, of course, at the grocery store. That is not able to go to live punk rock shows anymore either. But look at these. We got 11 different designs, I think, here. I'm going to see if I can get in close so you can see what they are. Look at there. Dawn of ANTiSEEN logo. Nothing's Cool Penguin. Some Jamie Vita artwork there. A little Sweet Blood Call button for you. That's amazing. Everybody's asking about Eagles. Well, we got Eagles. It'll be in there too. Let's see, another piece of our Japanese art. Not many people have seen. Wonderful. Yeah, I'm gonna get through this. Hold on a second. Ah, yeah, this is one of my favorites right here. The Scarecrow that we used on the Obsessed I Hate God tour with the Japanese letters at the bottom. Oh yeah. What's this? Oh, this is the Green Monster. You can't see him too well, but he's in there. You can't see him well on this phone. The ape-eating possum. Or the possum-eating ape. Is how it should be phrased. Another Jamie Vita piece of artwork. The Possum of Judah. You probably can't tell what it is. Yeah, there it is. That looks good. Possum of Judah button. Obstinate button. Yeah, what do you think? And last but not least, their gun with the American flag in the back. That might get you in trouble if you wear that anywhere, but who cares? But you know, American flag and everything. But let's see what else I got laying. You know, I told you guys, you know, it looks okay right there, but man, from like here on, it's like a tornado's been through here. Whew, let's see. Okay. Today is September 29th. Tomorrow is September 30th. Funny how that works. Be sure to go by and tell Greg Clayton happy birthday tomorrow. You know, my brother, Eat More Possum drummer, that whole era. Yeah, go tell him happy birthday. 51 tomorrow. But yeah, today's the 29th. And it just so happens it's the birthday of one of my very favorite singers from one of my very favorite bands. Mr. Mark Farner of Grand Funk Railroad. Now, if you go see Grand Funk today, there ain't going to be no Mark Farner because Don Brewer got, 15 other people to be in the band that he probably pays $20 a gig, and he's not interested in getting back with Mark. My stance to that is no Farner, no funk. Maybe it ain't right, but it's the way I am. I can't change. I'm going to tell you, you ever heard of the movie My Breakfast with Blassie? Where Andy Kaufman goes to breakfast with Classy Freddie Blassie? Well, I'm going to tell you a story called My Breakfast with Mark. And I know you think I'm jiving, you think I'm going to make something up, but I'm going to tell you this is 100% truth. No fake news here. The year must have been 1996, 97, somewhere around there. Big time for reunions. Kiss did one. Sex Pistols did one. Love that tea, but the original Grand Funk tour, you know, the three-piece. Well, we went to, when I say we, I'm talking about me, myself, the Widowmaker. When I say the Widowmaker, do you know who I'm talking about? You got to tell me something. Bass player from Cocknoose. You know, those guys that were hired to be the Lawrence, Kansas welcoming committee for a few years. It was he and I, and the late great Chris Radock. You've seen his name on tons of things that have pictures of ANTiSEEN, because he was once our personal photographer. Well, we all went to Raleigh to see Grand Funk. And the cool thing about it was, opening act was the Money Man, Eddie Money. And you guys know, if you've been on my Facebook page in the last 15 years, you know that I love some Money Man. But today's excitement was for the funk. Because as of this point, I had only seen Mark Farner as a solo artist. I had not seen Grand Funk. They were not touring anymore by the time, probably weren't even together anymore by the time I started going to live concerts. But yeah, I didn't quite know what to think, but man, it was some foot stomping music. It was nothing but a party. They kicked ass, just like they always did. Nothing but a party. Hey, David. From Houston. Well, a year or so passed, and they were making their rounds again. This time, I didn't have to go to... Well, first I need to tell you something about the show in Raleigh. We don't know where Radock went. He probably went up front, was snapping photos the whole time. But me and the Widowmaker, we kind of walking around. We got us a nice spot, you know, right there in the middle where we could see and hear everything. It wasn't a big crowd of people. It was some barbecue for some radio station, and I don't know, a lot of people were just scattered all over the place. You know, the barbecue, watching the show, and all this kind of stuff. But there were a couple fine ladies that had a plan. They were out to meet the boys in the band, or the two guys that were sitting behind them, which happened to be me and the Widowmaker. And they turned around to us and asking if we were interested in partying. And we just kind of looked at them and was like, nah, I'm not really interested in partying. Huh. Nothing but a party. But man, the show was fantastic. Right before, well, they played I'm Your Captain. You know, and then they go they go from I'm your captain, you know, that part. Then it does the part where, you know, it's just like the bass and a keyboard or something going and making the wind sound and stuff. Well, when that happened, man, this thunderstorm was coming in. And the wind just started blowing. And Mark just goes out to the end of the stage and just does this number right here, you know, just like letting the wind blow his hair all over the place. And it's dark and the clouds are coming, you know. And then they start the, I'm getting closer to my home. It was a pretty cool moment. And, you know, I didn't know if anybody but me and the Widowmaker even noticed it, but I'll come back to that. So it's the next year, and they're making their rounds again, and they were coming to Charlotte, and I had done some, maybe I'd done some drawing or some writing. There was some reviewers or something for a entertainment paper in town called Tangents. They were in competition with the Charlotte Observer's Extra that came out on the Friday papers at that time, and with another entertainment paper in town called Break, and one that was probably a little bit bigger than them, Creative Loafing. This was like yet another alternative to those, and it was a little more underground, but it was printed real nice. It was really cool to be part of, you know, what they were doing, and you know, if I wasn't telling this story, I could remember his name, and before I'm done, it will come to me. But his name was Carl. He was the editor. He was the main at Tangents. Well, he's got a interview set up with Mark Farner. He's a casual Grand Funk fan, you know. He likes the FM hits. But he knows I was a big Grand Funk fan. And so he calls me up one day, hey man, I'm going to be doing an interview with Mark Farner, and if you're into it, I'd like for you to come along and pretty much do the interview. And man, I'm just like, I'm like, yeah, let's do that. Man, at the time I was working at RPS. It's the company that got bought out by Roadway. No, not Roadway. They got bought out by FedEx. That is hard work. I did that for 3 years in that place. And man, I had to go to work. I had to go to work after this, you know, because I didn't go in till noon. I worked in the noonday sort. And so everything's cool, man. I just got to go pick up Mark and his road manager at some hotel over there on Independence Boulevard. Used to be the main drag through Charlotte. And so I go and man, I got these things right here with me. I'll show you in a minute. But I also had a couple albums for friends of mine. One being the Widowmaker. The second one was our buddy Cliff, who used to be the drummer for Cotton News, and it also happened to be the drummer of the Flaming Lips. And all of us funk fans, you know, that was one of the things we all had in common, was our love for Grand Funk. And so I, you know, I was able to get a couple of my doubles that I had of like Survival and I don't know, it must have been Red Album. I don't know who got what, but I sent those to those guys, and I got this stuff right here signed. Because I said, if I ever met Grand Funk, I wanted them to sign these things right here. but I don't want to get too far ahead in the story. So I go and I pick up Mark. The road manager's along. You know, he was a real nice fellow too. And Mark gets in the front with me. The other guy gets in the back. And man, between us, I pull out these records and these pictures here, and I have a magic marker. I was like, "Do you mind?" He kind of laughs, you know. And he's like, "Nah, man. You know, let's do it." You know, and he saw my stuff, and yeah, man, he was even though he was at one time a really big rock star, and in my opinion, he still was, you know, and he's just really, really cool, real down to earth. And I asked him something about that song, "Don't Let Them Take Your Guns," and he just says to me, he goes, "Jeff, you got any guns?" I said, "Yes, sir, I do." He goes, "Why do you have guns?" And I said, "For protection." I said, "I don't hunt. Not living in the city. I don't do any hunting." I said, "It's just for the protection of me and my family." And he just kind of looked and smiled, and he said, "Good man." Mark. So we get to a restaurant called the Landmark. Still there today. We go in, and man, we just order you know, typical breakfast food. And man, he was I don't even remember the kind of questions I asked. I mean, it was like talking to an old friend, you know. Like anything I wanted to know, I asked him. I wish I had a copy of that interview. I'm not sure if it appeared in print or just on their website or what. I don't know how that worked. But I would love to have a copy. I'd love to print it for you, so you could see it too. If I ever do come across it, I'll do that. But you know, it was just a real laid back, no pressure. You know, you didn't feel like you were talking to someone that was kind of looking down on you or nothing like that. You kind of felt like you were just talking to one of your buddies, you know. And so we get up to leave, and Mark's like, "Oh, no, I got it." And he paid for all of our breakfast, so that was my breakfast with Mark Farner. And he says, "Okay, so I got your tickets to the show. I got your backstage passes." He goes, "I want to see you this evening when the show's over." And I was like, "Oh, you will, you know." And so I went backstage, and then I got to meet Don and Mel. And this is what I got signed by all of them. This is the pictures that came in Survival. See, there's Mark, Don, who needs to get his head out of his ass and get back with Mark and Mel is all I gotta say. No, yeah, that's Don. That's Mel. Mel signed it down there. And Radok was there. So I got pictures of me with every one of these guys. I also got a picture of me and Mark after we ate breakfast outside of, we parked at San Remo, but we went and ate at Landmark. But yeah, I got that picture. So all I want to say to finish that story up is happy birthday, Mark Farner. Anybody got your drinks with you? Let's toast one to Mark. Yeah, I had something else to bring up. I can't think of what it is now. Oh, I do know. I got to bring up October 25th, ANTiSEEN live, 8 p.m. And yeah, we'll start taking donations to help last time you guys really came through, and it really really helped out a lot. We were able to pay, you know, all the crew that was working on the stuff, and you know, pay them good and feed everybody. 'Cause everybody worked hard that day, and you could tell because that live broadcast came off really great. Now we're hoping lightning can strike twice. Got a good set list picked out for you. Oh yeah, oh yeah. And as you may have seen, the Pilgrim hat from Drastic will be making a appearance. But yeah, we'll start accepting donations for that as it gets closer. You guys are interested, and we're going to try to make it as high energy, high kicking, full powered, destructo buzz. You know, all the stuff we're known for. And this is a Halloween show. You know that. From which I understand there will be no Halloween this year. As always, Halloween in October at the Clayton house. Me and Miss Clayton are going to sit around, watch good old horror movies, eat some candy corn, appreciate it, Derek. We can always count on you. I got a big box right here. Hell, maybe I'll open it right now. Oh, don't you worry, Jason. There are going to be some pumpkins now. You know, at the ANTiSEEN Halloween show, there's pumpkins around that son of a bitch. Oh yeah, this big old box here. Came from somewhere up in Pennsylvania. Oh yeah. Wonder what it is. Ah. Here we go. Yes, sir. I wish I had, I wish I could tell you, hey, I got some for sale, but I'm telling you, man, I put these up one day. And I sold every one of them before that day was over. I mean, there's only 10. But man, when these things first came out, it took me forever to go through these damn things. I didn't think I was going to be able to. But this is the last, I've got half of the last case that exists of these. Agronautics has the other half. So, if you really want one, get in touch with Agronautics. And they'll sell you what they got left of theirs. And we're selling them for the same price. So he's not going to like super gouge or nothing. He's a good guy. He had to be a good guy. He put this out, didn't he? Right? But I'll be getting these out over the next few days. And Robin, you don't have to be asking where your tracking is every 15 minutes. I'll get it to you. When that thing goes and it's got tracking, you'll have it. All of you. All of you that ordered one. Now, I'm not taking these out of the styrofoam. My advice to you is when you take it out, be very careful. Because the baseball bat tended to break and travel. Just get you a little super glue back on, no problem. That's the only part that'll be broke. It's made like me, it's pretty damn thick. Oh yeah. But Anybody got some questions? Lay a few on me before I get on up out of here. Man, I swear I had something else lined up besides the Mark Farner story to tell y'all. You know, it's all, meeting a guy like that and seeing how huge their band was at one time. You know, one band they had hits all over the radio. You know, it's not, you're not just talking, you know, underground clubs and small theaters. I mean, this band played stadiums. And seeing how good and genuine he was, you know, and it just makes me want to be that way with our fans. I try to never be an asshole to our fans. I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes y'all might catch me in an asshole, in full-blown asshole mode, especially at shows. So much shit can go wrong. And was Alice Cooper as nice as Mark? Yes, Alice was very accommodating. The time I met him, it was quick. It was really quick. It was Allison Motorhead at Charlotte Coliseum, and we were riding around the car, and we heard something about Alice was going to be at WRFX, the Fox, and we're like, well, goddamn, he's got to come out of the building, right? So we go up. Well, some other people got that same idea. I didn't have nothing with me, no records, nothing. But I had a cassette tape case. And on the cassette tape case was a sticker of that movie, Prince of Darkness, that he had just done the year prior, I guess. And so I peeled it off that case, and I, looking for somewhere to stick it, I just grabbed a paycheck stub. I get him, hey man, will you sign my paycheck stub with this stupid sticker on it? He did. I still got it. And I don't know. I've learned a lot from these people. They're, you know, like when you're talking to the people that they keep you in business, they keep you still going. Now, I'm not saying you need to. Any artist needs to just like give up their entire like their privacy and their whole life and all, but giving people a little bit of your time and showing that you appreciate the support they give you is not too much to ask. And any bands that treat their fans like shit, I have no respect for. And yeah, people don't forget that shit, you know. You treat your fans crappy. Have I ever met someone you looked up to and was a big disappointment? Yes, Mark, I have indeed. Dee Dee Ramone. And y'all know how old JC loves them Ramones. I still love Dee Dee, but man, the one time I met him, it was outside the Holiday Inn on Woodlawn. The very same one that the picture of the great insult, Gene Tracy and Wildman Steve. They were performing live at that hotel. That's the very one. Well, we went to meet meet their mom. I mean, we weren't going to go knocking on their door or nothing, but if we saw them, you know, we were going to go up and talk to them. Well, Dee Dee was standing outside. Had on like this smoking jacket. And he's out there just standing there, and, you know, we just wanted to tell them what a great show it was and how much we were into them, you know, the reason we play, all this kind of stuff. And all he asked us is if we knew where we could get any drugs. And when we said no, his attention went completely away from us and just into the abyss of the night. He didn't want to hear from us no more. He didn't want to talk to us. So it's like, all right, yeah. It was wild because, you know, it was the first time we ever saw him, you know, and yeah, it was just really disappointing, you know. But the times I've met Johnny was always cool as hell to me. Always. Joey was too. Marky was. I've never met Tommy. CJ was really cool, you know. Hell, he was just a fan playing in his favorite band, you know. I don't think he ever got jaded doing it and took it for granted like some do. He was always excited to be playing in that band, you know. You could see it. I admired that. I like that. But yeah, someone said, did I ever hear the story about Alice meeting Elvis? Man, I've heard, I read about it in one of Linda Lovelace's books. And then I heard Alice talk about it on something on YouTube, and man, that story matched up. You know, that book was written back in 75 or 6. And yeah, the story matched up. It's a great story. If you guys ever just go on YouTube and look up Alice Cooper talk about meeting Elvis. It's pretty. The story about all those guys meeting Elvis back in the 70s was they're all like a story worth hearing. Robert Plant meeting him, because he didn't really like any of those guys until he met them, you know. But pretty great. The Kiss dudes, man. The only Kiss guys I ever met was Ace, and Ace was really cool. It's funny, but you know when I had I've been hanging out with a couple of his bandmates, and it was Richie Scarlett and Budgie, the drummer, was playing with him, and we, you know, I let them shop at Repo when the store was closed, and they were just in complete awe that I used to talk to Rudy Ray Moore on the telephone. They just wanted to hear, oh man, what was that one? Well, Ace heard them say it. They said, yeah, man, this guy knows that guy that knows Dolomite. And man, Ace pulled a chair up, got in between me and them, and he's looking right at me. He goes, you know that guy? And yeah, you know, as I'm starting telling, I told him, man, he did the famous Ace chuckle, the famous Ace laugh, you know, and I was just like, man, I got Ace Frehley's ear here, you know, and then we were leaving. I'd get ready to say, hey, you know, I'm getting ready to tell him how much Kiss meant to me and all this stuff, and he's just like, oh, okay, thanks. Like, I don't want to hear it. I want to talk about Dolomite. Now, one time, old Paul Stanley, he had his sights set on Miss Clayton. Oh, yeah. This was before she was Miss Clayton. Yeah, he told her the time and the place. She didn't go. But I don't know. If she had been Miss Clayton and that happened, I don't know. I may have had a different story to tell tonight. Nah. Can't blame people for admiring a beautiful woman. But that's what I got for you tonight. Somebody asked me to do, you know, like the things where we met famous people and stuff, and I will. I'll do some of that. I'll do more band stories too, and maybe we'll talk about some of the records, like kind of like Malcolm's doing with the shoot interviews. He makes the guys, you know, talk about records, the individual records. I don't know if I've actually done that. Have I? You got to tell me something. And you know, like I said, you guys, anything you want to hear me talk about, anything in particular, private message me on Facebook, not on the ANTiSEEN page, but on my personal page, and just tell me, you know, and I'll take some notes. I may not get to it the very next week, but get to it. Try to always get to it. But I'm trying to look around and see if I got anything else. Don't forget, ANTiSEEN record bags. Or tote bags. You don't got to carry records in them. You can carry anything you want in there. Well, guys, thanks for hanging out with me on Tuesday night. Me and Miss Clayton are getting geared up and ready for the big debate. Oh, this is going to be classic. I can't wait. We did shot glasses a long time ago. Nikki, I don't know about that pin set yet, man. Let me get them packaged up, figured out, and I'll get them on the website this week. I'll make a post about it. It's cool. They're cool ones though. The little ones, I like those. Tend to not fall off. I'm not a pin wearer though, but I wear some. Oh, someone asked about when's quarantine. Well, I should have the test pressings of Quarantine this week. Trusty Nathan Trusty says that shit is going to be a shit show. Yeah, for one of them. Anyway. You guys take care. Beware. But always be aware that when you break on through, well, you're there.